tide will take me. The tide will take me. The waves keep crashing on me, and I can feel it getting harder to breathe. It's like we're always getting carried away, and I know we're heading straight for disaster. I know we're
Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on TikTok, posted over to the YouTube page. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live here for the regular season finale here for the WHELEN Modified Division. Race number 7 of what is going to be 10, not 12. Not very sure why that is on there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in Thompson, Connecticut, getting ready to beat in banks the Nerf bars around this 0.62 mile short track here at the Thompson Speedway Motorsport Park. Ladies and gentlemen, get you down here on the main broadcast where everybody's getting locked and loaded inside of these race cars. We will be racing momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we got about 45 seconds left in the qualifying session. And whenever the admin goes ahead and tells me I have the A-OK to give you guys the qualifying results, here is the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division, race number 7 of 10, the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go racing here tonight for the qualifying session. Here it is, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like going to be James Fountain on the pole here. Going to be critical here as we count down the points to the playoffs. We'll keep you updated with all those as we transfer throughout tonight's main event. Ladies and gentlemen, get a nice good look on your screen here before we switch on over to the heat race here tonight for the last chance qualifier for the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We want to go ahead and take a 16-second tribute moment of silence here tonight as Greg Biffle lost his life earlier this week in a tragic plane crash, 1969 to 2025. Greg Biffle was 55 years old. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Back in here on the main broadcast. The guys are getting loaded here for the heat race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is going to be the LCQ race, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody on your screen below to the 6th place spot. That'll be Mike Doyle on down. It'll be the guys racing out the LCQ heat race here tonight. It's going to be 15 laps around the Thompson Motor Speedway. We'll go ahead and get those driver introduction portion parts to you. On the bowl here tonight for the heat race, driving the 00 Modified from Middletown, New Jersey. That's Mike Doyle. And on the outside of him, driving the number 5 WHELEN Modified here tonight on the cut line for the playoffs. That's Corey Tessner. Making his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here tonight from Baltic, Connecticut, the 20-year-old driver of the number 82 Modified, Cody Klauser. And starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight on the bottom side, driving the number 27 Nurse Aviator Modified from Landrum, South Carolina. That's Adam Peeler. And starting on the outside of him, 3rd row here tonight from New Bern, wherever that's located, Dakota Pignataro. And rounding out the 6th place spot here tonight, driving the number 33 Bald Eagle Pist WHELEN Modified. That's the OG old-timer from Greer, South Carolina, Tony Cook. Starting out the back half of the field, now posting a qualifying time, driver the number 02 Maynard Motors Modified from Welford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Now that'll be your 7 drivers here getting ready to round out the Booty Scoot Racing channel's LCQ heat race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You could have chose anywhere to be on this beautiful Monday night, but you chose right here to watch the regular season finale Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll go ahead and get those keys of the race thrown up to you here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing for 120 laps here tonight in the main event. This LCQ heat race will make a pit stop right here in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 laps around this beautiful excuse me, one too many Bud Lights before we came on the air. This 0.62 mile length short track oval. They're going to have to keep it clean, save it to the end, and manage that turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have all the playoff implication portion parts here tonight for you. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like Peter LeBase car is going to hang that left onto pit lane, and the green flag should fly this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the LCQ heat race with Mike Doyle, Corey Tessner on the pole. Looks like Peter LeBase car just doesn't want to come off the racetrack. We'll take one more lap around the racetrack here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Baldwin lost his life back in 2004 at this very racetrack at the Thompson Motor Speedway. They usually hold an annual memorial race at the Riverhead Speedway for the Tom Baldwin. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Tom Baldwin, a well-known modified driver. I'm a fan of his grandson, Jack Baldwin, one of my favorite modified drivers on the SK Smart Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to watch the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's Tom Baldwin Memorial Race Last Chance qualifying heat race. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 laps around this beautiful racetrack. Green flag is in the air. Mike Doyle steps on it. Nerf bar, Nerf bar with Corey Riptide Tessner. We're up and rolling here in Connecticut. Corey Tessner, Mike Doyle side by side down the back straightaway. Adam Peeler trying to roll around. Looks like the caution flag maybe. No, we're still up and rolling here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Cody Klauser able to get up and off the racetrack, so we are moving here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like John Michael Bryant in the chat here after going part-time on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Appreciate him tuning in here, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure why the digger hasn't rotated over to the caution flag not being shown, because it's not being shown here. Ladies and gentlemen, anyways, we'll keep it up and moving. Corey Riptide Tessner out to the lead here at Thompson Motor Speedway in the LCQ heat race, followed by Mike Doyle and Adam Beeler, a couple of northern drivers, Yankees battling it out here. Nerf bar, the Nerf bar. Tony Cook on the bottom side here, trying to work around the Nurse Aviator of the number 27 of Adam Peeler. Dakota Pignataro, Nicholas Maynard going at it here down the back straightaway. Corey Tessner looks to maintain the race lead. 12 laps to go. Adam Peeler pass into the the turn 2 exit, excuse me. Now the caution flag will fly here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look at Adam Peeler as he peels the paint off the outside. Safer barrier, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a second. I'll get this pulled up on your screen for you as we back that ass up for the Nurse Aviator from Landrum, South Carolina. Adam Peeler on the outside of Tony Cook, battling door to door. And it looks like bang, hard on the outside. Safer barrier will go the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Caution flag is in the air as trouble in turn 2 rises here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Looks like Adam Peeler is able to get that modified up and rolling, so it doesn't look like there's too much damage to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take that quick commercial break as we always do. Be back in just a moment. Stick it right here on the TikTok channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, honoring Greg Biffle here tonight. We will have a 3-wide salute for the A main event here tonight, the feature for the 120 lapper around this beautiful racetrack here in Connecticut. You're riding high up here with Billy, the blimp driver, and we have to keep him up here on this blimp driver because he keeps getting DUIs, and he is hell on wheels when he's down there at the racetrack. Definitely do not want him roaming around here. Ladies and gentlemen, 7 modifieds, excuse me. Round out the LCQ race here tonight. Looks like we'll get the 1 to go racing this time around, and the DJ will kill the music as they enter turns 1 and 2. We'll pull up the drone cam here tonight, presented to you by Nap Daddy Racing Designs as they head off the exit of turn 2. You're getting a live look at that packed back straightaway. They've been up and moving all night partying. Ladies and gentlemen, I had the privilege to go down there and grab a cheeseburger from some of those fans, and seasoning is not their friend. We'll keep it here at the concession stand from now on. Nerf bar, the Nerf bar with Mike Doyle will be Corey Riptide Tessner firing back off. We're back racing here in Thompson for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here in the WHELEN Modified Division. 120 laps are going to be scheduled around here tonight, and it's going to be one epic battle. The playoffs begin 2 weeks from now. The regular season finale of the night, Corey Riptide Tessner trying to work off the exit of turn 2 as the race leader. He'll get it, but Nicholas Maynard, Dakota Pignataro battle it out. Not sure exactly, ladies and gentlemen, why the digger over here keeps moving. See if we can't bring up a different one here for you folks and see if it'll stop calling the caution flag for us. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the WHELEN Modified Division race 7 of 10, and this looks like it's going to help us out, so we'll bring back the old one here. Ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Pignataro falling off quickly here in tonight's heat race. Meanwhile, Corey Riptide Tessner, Mike Doyle battle door to door here, and Corey Riptide Tessner looking to sail away from Mike Doyle down in the turns 3 and 4. Riding on board with Corey Riptide Tessner. Known to get down and dirty. Tony Cook looking to make a move up the middle here. He'll pull to the inside of the Nurse Aviator Modified. Trying to work down on the bottom side of the racetrack, but just can't make it shake. A tricky turn 1 and 2 here. We'll get it all situated for you, but Adam Peeler has no problem slapping that outside safer barrier. That won't be his friend here tonight. Tony Cook down on the bottom side, trying to cook his way up through the field. He'll pull the slide job over the number 27, and that'll close the door off to the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. The Nerf bar down into turns 1 and 2. Adam Peeler sails to the top side of the racetrack. Dakota Pignataro will plug a hole underneath them as well. Dakota Pignataro trying to work his way back up through tonight's heat race. Corey Tessner, Mike Doyle, Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard, the top 4 drivers here in heat race number 1. It'll be the only one here tonight, so it'll be the last chance qualifying race. Mike Doyle really starting to put together this program here recently on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They've been bad fast here in the previous races. You can go find all that located in the top right portion of your screen. Head on over to the Booty Scoot Racing channel YouTube page and find all of the full races posted there. Nicholas Maynard's got the fastest lap on the racetrack the last time around. We'll check it this time. It looks like I have to give it to the race leader, Corey Riptide Tessner. He's got an 18.69 under that belt to Mike Doyle's 18.73. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a quick warm-up session about 1 minute after the checker flag flies here in the last chance qualifying heat race. These drivers will have chances to adjust their helmets, Hans devices, seats, you name it. They'll have about a minute and a half, 2 minute warm-up session to get it all done. Go grab another beer, light another cigarette. Things are getting ready to get stressful here tonight for the regular season finale. Corey Riptide Tessner sailing away with a race lead here. 3 laps to go in the LCQ heat race here in Thompson. Corey Tessner coming into tonight's main event here, needing this heat race win if he could pull it off. 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 more times around, as he exits off 4 and back down into the banking of turns 1 and 2. Corey Tessner really trying to get a nice arcing, diming exit off the exit of turn 2. He's just selling away from Mike Doyle as Mike Doyle slaps that outside safer barrier with Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard, Dakota Pignataro, and Adam Peeler rounding out that 6th place spot. Cody Klauser will climb out of that modified. White flag is in the air here. Presented by AFLglobal.com for Corey Riptide Tessner, Mike Doyle, Tony Cook, the top 3 drivers. Corey Tessner looking for that first heat race win here in the modified division on season 2, and it comes exactly when he needs it. That'll be 10 plus points added to the total score of Corey Riptide Tessner. And he looks like he'll move up on the standings there. He's going to need that one here as we continue to pull out the playoff battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tessner goes to victory lane here for the LCQ heat race. So we'll go ahead and switch on over to that 2-minute warm-up session, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get you all caught up to date here with the playoffs and how things go here. Looks like we had 1 caution flag there underneath the LCQ heat race. The warm-up section is now ending. So make sure if you're live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you light another cigarette, grab another beer, go grab another Coke, whatever you do these days. Ladies and gentlemen, that is none of my business. You're watching the WHELEN Modified Division race number 7 of 10, the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, live here from Thompson, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad you have chose your Monday to spend it here with the Modified Division. And unfortunate news earlier last week, the sad passing of Greg Biffle, a NASCAR legend, 19-time Cup Series winner, passed away in a tragic plane crash in Statesville, North Carolina. The I-85 Asphalt Series sending condolences to his family. We will take a 16-second moment of silence right now for Greg Biffle, as well as a 3-wide salute here to begin tonight's main event. Ladies and gentlemen, we gladly appreciate you guys showing your condolences here for the Biffle family as the tragic accident happens. Shocks the NASCAR community here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will ride in pride tonight for Greg Biffle. We're back down here on the main broadcast, though, where things are getting ready to get down and dirty here for the main event. Looks like they got the drivers down there go ahead and gritting up for 120 laps around this beautiful racetrack here tonight for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, celebrating the life of Tom Baldwin and unfortunately the tragic passing of Greg Biffle. Ladies and gentlemen, we won't have the starting lineups for you here tonight. Listen, I can run right through it here, and we'll pull up the grid, though. This will be your first starting 6 rows here. James Fountain, Adam Fulford will share up front with Chase Johnson, Neil Rutt in the second row. Zach Evans, Michael Johnson will round out that 3rd row with Corey Tessner and Mike Doyle in the 4th row. Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard will round out the 5th row with Dakota Pignataro and Adam Peeler shaking out the 11th and 12th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting ready to watch some action-packed racing. The best thing on TikTok, the best platform on iRacing. You found the best place to come get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the Base Car getting ready to fire off here tonight. And we are getting ready to tackle on the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. We'll bring up the keys of the race right now. It's the playoffs getting ready to begin 2 weeks from now. We all fire off here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your night's keys of the race. Who's going to do what, when, where, and why? Keep it clean. Save it till the end. If you don't have a modified to race at the end, what does it mean? Manage the turn 1 and 2. And finally, playoff implications. 3 wide salute here at the Thompson Motor Speedway for Greg Biffle. Ladies and gentlemen, the 16 will live forever here in our hearts. They work back across the front straightaway here. Everybody will fall back into their aligned spots here where they have qualified and or finished out in the heat race. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrating a great season here. Season 2 already in the playoffs 2 weeks from now. It's been unfortunate here that we didn't have the most action-packed races here the first 2 or 3, but we've been able to shake it up, clean it up, and see how things shake out here tonight in Thompson. A beautiful racetrack known for modified up here in the northern part of the country here in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite driver out here on the racetrack. Seen a ton of you out there in the garage area with your pit passes, getting some pictures with your favorite driver, Michael Johnson, and that Bass Pro Shop Tracker number 40 modified with a brand new t-shirt hat combo on the hauler. Make sure you get out there and go check out Michael Johnson. He's on the cut line tonight. He'll be battling door-to-door with Nicholas Maynard. That'll be the battle on the cut line. We will keep our eyes on it. 4 points separate the difference between Nicholas Maynard and Michael Johnson, with Michael Johnson being the driver out. Things are getting ready to get down and dirty, wicked. You call it whatever you want to. You better grab a thesaurus. You're going to need a lot of adjectives to describe what you're about to see here tonight. The Tom Baldwin Memorial Race annually going to be held here in the WHELEN Modified Division. Hopefully to have the Season 3 schedule out before you know it. Ladies and gentlemen, rumors still circulating in the garage about the Legend Car Series coming on Thursday nights every other week. But just a rumor here. If I told you a rumor about me, would you believe it? Hopefully not. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing. This time around, the lights are off on top of the base car. Peter the Base Car will hang the left on the pit lane, and your favorite drivers get ready to go about 130 miles an hour down into turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. This guy's had one too many beers, leaning back and forth on the back straightaway, and looks like we just can't pull the base car off of the track. Peter will take another lap around here. Thank you for tuning in here for race number 7 of 10 at the Thompson International Speedway Motorsport Park here in Thompson, Connecticut. A beautiful day to go racing. 72 degrees out here. The track temperature sitting at about 94. Tons of guys were complaining about having a lots of grip, so there's nothing to complain about. We'll see how things change out here. So yeah, the jet dryers out there blowing off the debris from the heat race. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tessner already been the victory lane here tonight. And that number 5 modified, he'll have to start from the pits here. Looks like he'll miss the grid, as well as Tony Cook. Green flag getting ready to fly in the air here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Make sure you're standing high in pride. Green flag is in the air for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Down into turn 1 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series regular season finale. Nerf bar for the race lead. James Fountain, Adam Fulford. Adam Fulford takes the top side of the racetrack. Again, folks, looks like we are still experiencing some technical difficulties up there with that caution flag ticker. We'll try to get that all situated and fixed for you here. Everybody works down into the exit of turns 1 and 2, battling side by side here off the exit of turn 2. Adam Fulford has James Baldwin cleared for the race lead. And ladies and gentlemen, again, that's going to throw me off all night, that caution button up there, but it is okay. I'll try my hardest to make sure that I am locked and loaded in, just like you need to be. Slap that like button, press that follow button, head on over to the YouTube page and subscribe for more. Hit that bell. All of the full race scheduled past season are posted over there. Looks like the caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it's going to be for, not sure who exactly. We'll back that ass up here and take a look and see what the caution flag has flown out here for tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here. Ladies and gentlemen, we back it up here. We're right around with Nicholas Maynard. He looks like he maybe had happened, excuse me, behind him. And there's our unfortunate victim, Dakota Pignataro, is going to be head shot on to the inside safer barrier. Holy cow. We'll back it up here, 3 wide into turns 3 and 4 with, looks like going to be Michael Johnson, Dakota Pignataro battling it out here. Nerf bar, Dakota Pignataro shoves Michael Johnson up the racetrack. Remember Michael Johnson in that battle for the cut line. Contact made to Dakota Pignataro. Pow! Hard on the inside, safer barrier. Goes the number 99. He'll take a wicked ride across the infield grass. The crowd will roar here for the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. We'll back that ass up and take another look at it here. This is going to be a better angle of that hard inside shot to that safer barrier for Dakota Pignataro. Bam! Slow motion head first shots for the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro from New Bern. He's going to have to be asked to be newborn again. Playoff driver already involved in the caution flag here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like we will go ahead and send it to the commercial break as Adam Fulford is going to have the race lead. He'll go catch Peter the Base Car at the exit of turn 2. Back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel underneath the caution flag for the first time here tonight in the feature for the 120 lapper that we are expecting to roll out here tonight for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, honoring the life of Tom Baldwin, a legendary NASCAR wheeling modified driver that lost his life right here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. And what better race to do than honor the life of Tom Baldwin, and especially his son Tommy Baldwin, the most dumbass crew chief I've ever met in my life, if I'm going to be honest here. We can be brutally honest up here in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we got about 2 more laps to go underneath the pace car here, and Peter is just going to work that overtime. He heard that there is no longer tax on overtime. He'll pace every lap possible if he could. I think for mine, looks like we'll get the admin to go. 1 to go racing this time. So you ladies and gentlemen, you'll get what you want. Peter the Base Car will hang that left on the pit lane this time around. The green flag will fly back in the air here for Adam Fulford, James Baldwin, Neil Rutt, and Chase Johnson out of here for 2 rows. Here as the green flag gets ready to fly back in the air here. Thompson, Connecticut. We're back racing here for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to have to pick and choose their battles all night long. Look at single file already on the restart, and that's what we're looking for here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching, looks like going to be the cut line battle between Nicholas Maynard and Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson has the 2 modified advantage over Nicholas Maynard right now. 2 positions battle in between these 2 drivers. Looks like Adam Peeler coming in this year part-time, mid-season, so he won't be playoff eligible from Landrum, South Carolina. Adam Peeler really did start to put a divot, though, into the point system as he had guys fall out midway throughout the year. Ladies and gentlemen, no contention for the race lead. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford coming here as 5-time winner this season. Had the best modified all year long. He's got 5 poles underneath his belt. Adam Fulford continuing to show his dominance here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Went out there on the garage area. Was fortunate to grab a word with Adam Fulford and his crew chief. They say when it came to the Thompson Motor Speedway, this was not one of their favorite tracks. Adam struggled here when it comes to entering turns 1 and 2. Adam said it in the practice session that they were really set up for turns 3 and 4. They'll just a little bit of air pressure, take a little bit of packer out the left rear of that Whelen modified. It looks to be hooked up right now as he starts to sail away from James Fountain, who rides around on the second place spot in this number 24 Whelen modified. James Fountain, the season 1 champion here in the Whelen modified division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. James Fountain didn't even win a race in season 1. He won 2 heat races and pointed his way all the way to the championship race, and unfortunately he was the guy that led enough laps there in the old format. James Fountain will have a shot here coming into tonight's main event. Talking to the admin of the I-85 Asphalt Series, they were only 3 drivers locked and loaded by points, meaning that nobody could round their way up here. Doesn't matter the finish, the bonus points, you name it. They were mathematically locked into the playoff. That was the driver, the number 71 of Adam Fulford. He knows he'll be racing for a playoff championship spot starting 2 weeks from now at the Irwindale Speedway. James Fountain comes into tonight's main event second on the point standing. The Greenville, South Carolina driver will know he'll have a shot to defend his championship 2 weeks from now. Chase Johnson, not one of those guys locked in on points. He'll have a chance here if things go south to go home with an empty playoff spot. Chase Johnson's going to have to keep it together here tonight, but the guy making that move on the bottom side with that Bordwick engine inside of it from Union Beach, New Jersey. That's the real deal. Neil Rutt III battling his way up here in this number 66 modified. Neil Rutt has mathematically locked himself into the playoff race 2 weeks from now, the Irwindale Speedway. Mike Doyle sitting pretty comfortably right now from Middletown, New Jersey. We'll continue to update you all throughout the night about the playoff spot here. Battles all over this great racetrack here in Thompson, Connecticut. Caution flag is out here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Not sure exactly who, what, when, where, why, or who for. We'll back that ass up and take a look. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Dakota Pignatar on the bottom side. Looks like it's going to be Tony Cook this time. Cutting some grass. Looks like he may own the Home Run Cafe and a landscaping company. Loose off the exit of turn 2. Down until the inside grass, and he'll give it a haircut, maybe a taper fade or two. Taking a little bit off the top. Tony Cook just loose off the exit of turn 2. We'll back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride on board with the OG of Tony Cook. Looks like he may have had his hand full inside that Whelen modified, and it steps out on him. Tony Cook said the short tracks aren't in his favor. Put him out there on the 1.5 cookie cutters. Tony Cook strives just a little bit on the gas, a 2-tad hard, and he goes a little bit loose, goes around almost. But Tony Cook able to save the race car. That's 60 years of experience behind the race wheel right there. Tony Cook brings out the caution flag for the second time here tonight in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. The pace car back out on the racetrack. Back in just a moment. Keep it right here. Welcome back here to the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, live up here on the spotter box. Got tons of spotters out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain, driver, the number 24 Country Time Whelen Modified, has his brother Kyle Fountain up here. Cousin Big Country spotting for his younger brother, trying to win him his second Whelen Modified championship here. Get him a win tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Maynard has the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, in attendance here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway. We were able to find him up here on the spotter box, spotting for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. They'll have to try to work their way up through the field here. Looks like Corey Riptide Tessner trying to make his way up through the field. We'll throw you back down on the main broadcast cam. Getting ready to go racing. No, we'll take at least one more lap around. Just want to go ahead and remind you that the ticker is broken up in the top left of your screen. It's been saying caution all night long when there's been some action-packed green flag racing on the racetrack clearly. But kind of saves me from having to throw the caution flag, you know what I mean? Just have to pay attention and see when the caution flag actually flies out of the hand of Peter the pace car, and he comes back out on the racetrack. Tons of guys moving and grooving up through the field. Adam Peeler will move up 4 spots that last run here. He got knocked out about 8-9 laps underneath that green flag run. And Adam Peeler was able to peel his way up to the 8th place spot. Not playoff eligible here tonight, but doesn't mean anything. Does he have a chance to win the race here? Cody Klauser from Baltic, Connecticut, the hometown driver, about 45 minutes away in Baltic, Connecticut. He drives the Thompson Speedway here tonight. He'll be the hometown hero trying to go to victory lane in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Get ready to go back racing here tonight. On the inside will be Adam Fulford with James Fountain. Get ready to fire back off here on the Rudy Scoot Racing Channel. Green flag back in the air here in Connecticut. Everybody trying to find room here. Nerf bar, the Nerf bar, the Nurse Aviator goes door to door with going to be Cody Klauser. Contacts made. Look at this battle back here between these two drivers. No caution flag is on the field. Excuse me, just a broken ticker. Ladies and gentlemen, we hire some of the sorriest camera equipment crew guys around here. That's how we stay under budget, keep it floating. We want to remind you, you can help us out. Go on over to the YouTube page, slap that like button, press that follow button. Excuse me for bringing up an unnecessary overlay. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain trying to work that back bumper of Adam Fulford, but just can't quite get there. But Neil Rutt starting to slowly march his way up through the field here off the exit of turn 2. Some awesome looking paint schemes out here tonight. Mike Doyle, fan favorite paint scheme here. We had a contest out there in the van zone. Hopefully you guys went out there, casted your vote for your favorite paint scheme of the night here for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Mike Doyle ripped the top side of the racetrack there. Chase Johnson trying to work his way up through the field. We apologize for all the inconvenience here tonight with the broken ticker. Adam Fulford, excuse me, looking for his 6th win of the year in season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you, we'll go ahead and see if we can't bring up something of some sort to kind of get you casted away here. Here are the point standings coming into tonight's event at the Thompson Speedway. In the top 11 drivers, the top 8 drivers will advance to the playoffs. So you see that battle at the cut line between Corey Tessner, Nicholas Maynard, and Michael Johnson. It is anybody's ball game here tonight, all the way up to about the 4th place spot, where you see your top 3 drivers mathematically locked in on the points. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have those final 8 drivers crowned here tonight in Thompson. 6-way battle for the top 6 spots here tonight. Adam Fulford just can't seem to pull away quite like he did before. Not sure if maybe that's the heat cycle here. Maybe the sun coming out from behind the clouds really starting to penetrate over there in turns 1 and 2 and cook up the racetrack. Looks like turn 2 starting to take down some rubber off these Hoosier tires as well. So we're able to manage some green flag runs here tonight. These drivers are going to have tire fall off. It's just the nature of the beast here in Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 6 of Zach Evans starting to work his way up through the field right now from Princeton, North Carolina. This Me Fine Binks design number 6 modified works his way off the exit of turn 2, trying to run down Cody Klauser, who's got front Nerf bar damage to his modified. Meanwhile, Dakota Pignataro and Michael Johnson battling it out here. Contacts made there between Michael Johnson and Dakota Pignataro across the front straightaway. Nicholas Maynard trying to make something shake around here. This is that battle at the cut line. Contact made from Michael Johnson. He'll ship around Dakota Pignataro, and the caution flag will fly. Whoa! Tempers flaring here. The battle at the cut line. Dakota Pignataro, Michael Johnson, Nicholas Maynard. All of these guys going at it back here, just trying to get position. This was the battle for the 12th place spot. 30 laps into tonight's 120-lap scheduled event. Dakota Pignataro almost goes ass backwards into the safer barrier. Contact was made through turns 3 and 4 the lap previous. And we'll take a look here. Maybe you guys might take that back. No contact made here. Michael Johnson definitely moves up the racetrack, though, trying to keep Dakota Pignataro honest. Michael Johnson goes right down to the bottom side of the racetrack here. He's just going to drive it in a little bit too deep. Slap the left rear Nerf bar of Dakota Pignataro, and they both park it like a protester in turn 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the caution flag flies here at the Thompson Speedway for the 3rd time in the main event here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Adam Fulford, the race leader. He'll sit behind Peter the pace car. Back in just a moment. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Huge shout out to CloseOutBats.com. Save on brand new bats, deals, and demos today. Call them at 201-664-4916 or visit them at CloseOutBats.com in Westwood, New Jersey. Thirsty? Need a refresher? Head on over to the Home Run Cafe located in Greer, South Carolina at 810 North Main Street, 864-915-4721, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Open on the weekends, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Got some junk? Need to get rid of it? Clean with Care, LLC, right here in the upstate of South Carolina. Go check out Denise Hampton, 864-767-6423 for all your house cleanup, moving, and construction cleanup needs. Riding high above here with Billy the Blimp Driver, throwing back Bud Lights like there no tomorrow. We are getting ready to go back racing here in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. A beautiful sight to go racing here at the beautiful state of Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, the North is known for modified racing. Guys like Ryan Priest, legends of the sport of modified racing. Tom Baldwin from the great state of New York. Tons of famous spotters from the North as well that spot modifieds like Freddie Kraft. And ladies and gentlemen, looks like we'll double file them up here. We will see the green flag this time around. And the base car will hang that left on the pit road like we love to see every time around. Peter the base car getting some work in tonight, putting some miles on that iRacing pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 71 pulls off into the start-finish line. It is all on him. Green flag back in the air here at the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race in Thompson, Connecticut. Everybody working back up through the gears, trying to get some oil going back up and through these motors. And it looks like Cody Klauser still hasn't come down on the pit lane in this number 82 machine to get this WHELEN modified situated. Get it. He looks like he's got a broken tooth, a crooked smile on the front of that number 82 modified. No frowny faces here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Side by side, the battle at that cut line continues here. Look at him rubbing him on each other. Michael Johnson, Dakota Pignataro continue to battle out here. The Tom Baldwin Memorial Race will keep the battle right here in the eye on this battle. The Bass Pro Shop tractor number 40 modified gets a shot from the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro, and we'll hear him come over the scanner right there, the admin telling him to go ahead and calm it down. Ladies and gentlemen, you know they can race hard for you here. We're never telling to pull over if somebody. Let them race. Boys have at it style. They want to beat and bang wreck modifieds. They'll sit out for the rest of the event with broken race cars working on it in the garage. Adam Peeler, though, don't want no part of this situation from Landrum, South Carolina. He's not even playoff eligible. He's just stuck in the battle back here, and that's the shake-up for the 11th, 10th, and 12th place spot. Corey Tesner gets fat loose there through turns 1 and 2, but he's able to kiss it, save it, and hold it off the exit of the turn and down the back straightaway back into turns 3 and 4. Corey Tesner electing to take the top side of the racetrack there to 3 and 4. So it looks like he must find something. 2 different pack routes racing here tonight at this 0.62 mile length oval here. We'll keep the battle back here between these guys. This is 7th through 12th place spot on the racetrack. The battle at the cut line, it will be Michael Johnson, Nicholas Maynard. Michael Johnson has 2 modifieds in between him and Nicholas Maynard currently right now. That's the battle here at the cut line. Dakota Pignataro already scored above these guys, so he just cannot keep losing position. He's got to finish at least in the 9th place spot or higher to make the playoffs here tonight. 40 laps are completed here in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here in the WHELEN Modified Division. We're up and rolling in Connecticut. Slap that like button, press that follow button. We're getting ready to throw you down on the racetrack here for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series. Fast and loud. Ladies and gentlemen, back here at the Thompson Motor Speedway, cranking it up here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. You're looking out the turn 3 cam here, the fans cam. If you would have bought a ticket here tonight, sold out, standing only over here in turn 3. But what a beautiful sight to watch these battles shake out here tonight. Playoff racing 2 weeks from now. Adam Fulford has a shit ton of a lead around Chase Johnson and James Baldwin, but Chase Johnson may have one of the better modifieds on the racetrack right now. He's cutting some burner lap time, trying to eat into the back bumper of Adam Fulford. But again, Adam Fulford saving up Hoosier rubber. Can we keep it green here? We're up and moving in Connecticut. Side by side, Michael Johnson tries to get around Zach Evans. This is going to be a crucial part. Michael Johnson hard into the outside safer barrier down on the racetrack. Hit into Nicholas Maynard and the caution flag fly. Down. 2 playoff cars involved in the accident in the turns 3 and 4 in trouble for the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard and the number 40 of Michael Johnson. The battle at the cut line all night long. Michael Johnson battling Nerf bar, the Nerf bar there with Zach Evans. Zach Evans clips the right rear Nerf bar. Michael Johnson goes down on the bottom side of the racetrack, shoots back up in the traffic right in front of the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Nowhere to go. Both of these guys take hard shots here. We'll back that ass up, see if we can't ride around with the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Zach Evans also involved in the accident. See if we can't get a look and see exactly what the hell happened there. We'll ride out the front windshield of the kid of Nicholas Maynard. See how quickly this one happened. Michael Johnson back in front of him on the brake there. Bang! Hard into the outside safer barrier. Michael Johnson is ass backwards, parked like a protester over here in turns 3 and 4. We'll back it up here and get a better angle of it here. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Michael Johnson after he was shoved and taco sandwiched to the outside safer barrier. Whoa, locks it up through the grass. Bang! Hard driver's side. Takes a hammer shot into the outside safer barrier. Thank God that's why they call them safer barriers. Looks like he'll be okay. He's able to get this thing cranked up and going. He'll blow it right down on the pit lane. And we'll be back in just a moment here with a commercial break. Michael Johnson's playoff hopes could have just went up in hope here at Thompson, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, continue to keep it live on the main broadcast here as we return underneath the caution flag here tonight for race number 7 of 10 of the Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Caution flag flown there as you previously seen. For Dakota Pignataro, Michael Johnson, Nicholas Maynard, and Zach Evans, contact was made between those two modifieds. We'll have to take a look and see how things begin to shake out here. Got a couple drivers working their way off of pit road, trying to catch up to the tail end of the field. Pepsi turn 2 cam. Look at his beautiful modifieds driving right through your living room. Make sure you move the couch, move the coffee table. They don't want to get anything broken. Ladies and gentlemen, 52 laps are complete out of the 120 schedule here tonight. It's going to be a long one. I've been here all weekend. Tons of beers, tons of food. Great people here in Connecticut. I'm not a northerner. I'm a southern guy myself. Screw the Yankees. We'll see how things shake out here. Will we double file them up? Yes, we will get the double file confirmation from the admin here. Adam Fulford will have the race lead with a new timer on the outside. Chase Johnson will get a chance to strike at the back bumper of Adam Fulford here on the restart. Hopefully the tire pressures have reset in these cars. It took about 5 pace laps right there. The heat cycles really make a difference inside of these Wheeling Modifieds. We've seen that week in and week out here as we continue to race these race cars. Tune in tomorrow night for the late model stock division live at the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's going to be one hell of a show for the regular season finale in the late model division. Back green here in the town ball with Memorial Race. Nerf bar, the Nerf bar, Corey, Riptide Tester, Mike Doyle, slam on there, whoa! They'll separate each other off turn 2. Mike Doyle will concede to Corey Tester. Shove him into turns 3 and 4. Both of these guys get nifted after it here off of turn 3 and 4. And Neil Rutt III will easily slide into that third place spot over James Baldwin, Corey Tester, Mike Doyle, Adam Peeler round out the top 7 drivers here tonight. Zach Evans going backwards here on the restart of this number 6 Whelen modified. And the Me-Fine machine may not be so fine after that restart right there. The Princeton, North Carolina driver's got to get it up and moving here if he wants to get his chance to roll up to victory lane here in Thompson. Corey Tester back loose through turns 1 and 2. And Mike Doyle trying to bug a hole that just isn't there. The 00 will think better of it. Pull back in the line behind the number 5 modified of Corey Tester. These two guys beating and banging, going at it. Chase Johnson concedes the spot to Neil Rutt III off the exit of turn 4. Side by side, Neil Rutt III shuts the air off to the number 46 of Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson, one of these guys that isn't mathematically qualified, all ready to go ahead and call himself a playoff driver. He's going to have to earn every bit of it here tonight. He's went from second back down to the third place spot where he started. Chase Johnson starting to go backwards. It looks like James Baldwin reeling him in here. Fishy, trying to make something shake here off the exit of turn 2 and 3. Battles all over this great racetrack here tonight in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Neil Rutt III has the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. He'll actually match Chase Johnson in that third place spot right there with an 18.58 to the race leader, Adam Fulford's 18.64. Is Adam Fulford beginning to really fall off here on the back half of the run? Or is he trying to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber? Heading off the exit of turn 4, diving down into the banking of turn 1 and 2. And what we were talking about in the keys of the race, folks, about the tricky turns 1 and 2. Whoa, Mike Doyle getting swirly and swirly there every time off the exit of turn 2. He's going to have to back it down about 2 notches and cool back off those Hoosier rubbers. Get another line, try to fall back in line. He is not racing anybody around him for a playoff spot currently at the moment. He's sitting 5th in the standings. So Mike Doyle cannot comfortably say that he's going back and forth, but it looks like Michael Johnson and these guys will be the cutoff line. Still looks like Dakota Pignataro is shot down there, and this will be the cutoff line battle now between Nicholas Maynard and Dakota Pignataro. Chase Johnson trying to make his way up here to the front of the pack and get back around Neil Rutt III. Slowly moving him in. Adam Fulford is going backwards here. 62 laps are complete this time around. Caution flag in the air here off the exit of turn 3 and 4 on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like it's going to be for Dakota Pignataro. Maybe we'll back that ass up here in just a moment. Take a look and see exactly what happened. It will be the number 99, we believe, bringing out the caution flag here. He's really slow through turns 1 and 2 here, battling door to door. The battle at the cut line between Dakota Pignataro and Nicholas Maynard going at it. Dakota Pignataro, big loose, hard on the outside, safer barrier. And that's big enough to trigger the caution flag. We'll back that ass up one more time. Take a better angle here through turns 1 and 2. See exactly what went wrong with the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. Battling Nerf bar to Nerf bar there with the Maynard Motors 02 modified of Nicholas Maynard. He could fit a semi-truck in between these three drivers. So it doesn't look like any contact was made there. The Allied board in safety, number 99 modified, just big loose. Snaps right on him here. He slapped the outside sleeper barrier. And it looks like he's lucky enough to have the caution flag called by here for the I-85 Asphalt Series admin. So it looks like the caution flag will fly. Adam Fulford will be the race leader with Neil Rutt, Chase Johnson, James Baldwin, Corey Tester. Rounding out the top 5 drivers here in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. The pace car heads off the exit of pit lane and down into turns 3. Back in just a moment. Stick it right here. You're not going to want to miss it. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I'm really digging this turn 4, 3, and 4 cam over here with the fan cam, the standing only part of tonight's event. These guys over here they probably didn't save their paycheck, maybe asked the right thing for Christmas, so they didn't get great tickets to tonight's event. They'll have to buy what was left out of a sold-out event here for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, the regular season finale, race number 7 of 10 of the WHELEN Modified Division of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Adam Beaufort, the race leader here, looking for his 6th win on the season after James Fountain sits on the pole for the 2nd time here tonight in that blue and white Country Time Modified. The DJ will kill the music here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Peter the race car heads on side by side, probably this time around. We'll have to check and see if he'll cut the lights off on top of that beautiful iRacing pace car. There is not a ass sitting down in their seats right now, getting ready to go back racing here in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Ladies and gentlemen, want to find out what your favorite driver is saying all the cussing and beating and banging is all about? Head on over to racingelectronics.com to grab your racing scanner and headphones today. Working off the exit of turn 2. See if we can't get a turn 3 and 4 restart cam here as they work down the back straightaway here at the Thompson Speedway, side by side, 6-7 rows back, getting ready to go back racing here at the regular season finale. Peter the race car hangs the left down on the pit road, green flag flies back in the air here at the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race in Thompson, Connecticut. James Fountain steps on the gas, he's big loose. He'll back it down here, looking to undercut the number 46, but Chase Johnson thinks better of it here. He was looking to try to get around Neil Rutt the third. Neil Rutt the third gets a great line off the exit of turn 2, side by side, back racing here at the Nelson Motor Speedway. Mike Doyle trying to work his way back up here. The battle at the cut line still with Nicholas Maynard and Dakota Pignataro. Right now, Nicholas Maynard has the advantage over Dakota Pignataro. Michael Johnson has climbed out of that race car right now. He's going to try to help get it up and going here. We'll keep that story as it continues to develop out of the garage. Back racing here in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Looking at these wall cameras really gives you the sensation of the speed of the drivers going around the Thompson Motor Speedway here tonight. Everybody side by side, single file, picking and choosing what battles they really want to take. Looks like we might get a battle for the race lead. Adam Beaufort, Neil Rutt, side by side. No, Neil Rutt will think better of it here. The real deal, trying to make a business decision off the banking of turns 3 and 4. Back across the line, 71 laps are complete. Out of the schedule, 120. We are below the halfway point here. The pay window will open up very, very shortly. And if you're below that cut line, even feel like you may be, you got to start going. Who was going to use these Nerf bars to their advantage? Corey Tesner, knowing to rattle a few cages, turn a couple drivers around when he needs it. The heat race winner here tonight, the LCQ heat race win for Corey Riptide Tesner. He absolutely dominated here tonight in that LCQ race. They hooked him up with this number 5 WHELEN Modified Corey Tesner. The only thing that they did during the warm-up session was take the air filter cleaner off and replace it here and get a brand new one for the night's event. Looks like he's trailing all over that back bumper of James Fountain, trying to make a pass here, roll right there to the number 24 Country Time machine of James Fountain. And Corey Tesner's probably saying it's Country Time, it's time to go. Up here in the spotter stand on the night's Booty Scoot Racing channel. Look at this beautiful view, the trees around the Thompson Motor Speedway, and all of it underneath the sunlight here tonight. We've been here several times. You can head on over to the YouTube page, check it out at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Every one of those underneath the lights, and even had a rain delay one time here at the Thompson Motor Speedway on the iRacing platform. Or that may have been at the Stafford Speedway. Yes, I think it was at the Stafford Speedway. The number 24, James Fountain, losing touch to this back bumper of Chase Johnson. Not sure if it's really getting stacked up here. Looks like James Fountain's trying to get down on the bottom side of the 46, but looks like he has enough wheel to be able to crank back into it to get it up and moving here. These guys aren't going to go away, though. Looks like a trail of ducks in a row, single file, trying to get to the front of the pack. Chase Johnson in the 3rd place spot. James Fountain in the 4th place spot. Neil Rutt running in the runner-up position right now behind Adam Beaufort, who continues to lead another lap here. He's led all 77 laps up to this point. 2-3 caution flags here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We want to remind you folks, the ticker located in the top left portion of your screen is currently malfunctioning. It is not underneath the caution flag. These guys are absolutely putting together some green flag laps. Nicholas Maynard, the driver of this number 02 Whelen Modified, needs a big race here tonight. He was the final driver currently locked in on the playoffs on point, and it was a 4-point gap between him and Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson back out on the racetrack here in this number 40 machine. He is currently behind the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard above the cut line still currently right now as we complete lap 79, working lap 80. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're sticking around post-race when the checkered flag flies here tonight at the Tom Baldwin Memorial Racing in, Thompson, Connecticut. We will have all of your post-race shows, finishing results, and play-on drivers to be crowned. A brand new points format, a brand new playoff format, and it has worked out perfectly. Here we are, the regular season finale. Battle at the cut line is only 4 points between 3-4 drivers. Everybody from like the 4th position on down isn't safe here tonight in Thompson. One wrong move and you can find yourself packing that trailer, headed on home and back to your grandma's house, wrapping presents, getting ready for the holidays. And speaking of the holidays, I want to remind you folks that we are wishing everybody a Merry Christmas here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and Happy Holidays, brand New Year's, whatever you celebrate. And I want to remind you, no drinking and driving. We are not responsible for your DUIs here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 43 laps, 43 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Beaufort sailing away with the race lead, trying to bring home his 6th win of the year. And Neil Rutt III, known to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber, trying to do that just here. We're getting ready to figure it out. Laps will continue to pile down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So we can get it back down on the racetrack here for another I-85 Asphalt Series. Fast and loud. Oh, trouble, turn 2. Big pile up in turn 2. Corey Riptide Tessner, Mike Doyle involved. Holy shit. Trouble in turn 2. Playoff drivers are involved. Holy cow, that's what we were waiting on. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. We knew that eventually turns 1 and 2 would strike here tonight. Corey Tessner, ass backwards into turns 1 and 2. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see exactly what happened to the number 5 modified. Big loose into turns 1 and 2, trying to lock it down. Nowhere for these guys to go, and it's just a pile up over here in turn 1 and 2. And whoa, some great driving by Zach Evans. Nicholas Maynard able to miss that as well. We'll back that ass up, see if we can't ride on board with a couple of these drivers. This is going to be a quick, long one right here. Maybe the red flag might have to be posted there. Corey Tessner takes a hellacious shot to the inside of that Whelen Modified. We'll see how this. See if he's okay. We'll climb out of here. You're riding on board right now with the 00 Mike Doyle. This unfolded right in front of him. He couldn't get on the brakes fast enough. Whoa, goes around. And he was one of the ones that was parked over here in turns 1 and 2 like a protester. We'll back it up here one more time right on board with Corey Riptide Tessner. It looks like that thing shipped off into turns 1 and 2, and he had absolutely no shot at saving this Whelen Modified. As trouble in turn 1 and 2 ensues for Corey Tessner. Gets his foot down on the brake, locks it up, and contact's made there. Ships Corey Tessner around a parking lot over here in turns 1 and 2. We'll back it up one more time. Zach Evans had a crazy onboard view. We must know for sure he drove right through that wreck behind Nicholas Maynard. Let's take a look. Some great driving right there between Nicholas Maynard and the rest of these guys. Able to miss this wreck right here. Being on the brake, being alert, being aware is what able to keep these cars out of harm here and exceeding more damage necessary. It looks like Adam Peeler was working down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Nicholas Maynard barely having time to react. Trouble in turns 1 and 2. Corey Riptide Tessner eats dirt, goes around. We'll back that ass up. When we return, we see you in just a moment. We have about 30 laps to go when we return. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel underneath the caution flag for the 5th time here tonight. Things are getting ready to get wicked here tonight, and it looks like Michael Johnson will have the lucky dog. He will take the wave around here and catch the back half of the field, and he'll be back on the lead lap when we return racing here briefly in just a moment. Couple guys bringing it down on the pit road. Guys like Corey Riptide Tessner. Looks like he's going to call it quits. That modified is leaning like a big guy's shoe, if you know what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tessner leaning like Fat Joe. Working the restart, Neil Rutt in that second place spot. Still looking for that first I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division win here in season number 3. See how things shake out here with Adam Fulford. Up here in the race lead, James Fountain sitting on the pole here tonight. One of these 3 drivers locked in mathematically already coming into tonight's Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. On points, James Fountain knows he'll be racing to defend his championship a few weeks from now at the Irwindale Speedway. Here are those point standings coming into tonight's event. The guys in yellow are above the cut line currently. Michael Johnson, Nicholas Maynard come in 4 points difference at the line. Things are getting ready to get absolutely wild with Michael Johnson back on the lead lap here. We'll have to go run down the kid of Nicholas Maynard in this gold and black Maynard Motors 02 modified, currently sitting in the 5th place spot. Keep an eye on the battles all night long as they head to turns 3 and 4. The pace car will hang the left down on the pit lane. It'll be all in the foot of Adam Fulford, excuse me. Green flag back in the air here at the Thompson Speedway in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Maynard really low through turns 1 and 2. They're able to get around Mike Doyle, plug and close the hole there quick and early. Single file up here for the race lead. Back racing here, the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race live here in Thompson, Connecticut. They'll climb the banking through turns 1 and 2. Zach Evans trying to work his way up through the field right now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Started in the 5th place spot from Princeton, North Carolina, and he's currently sitting there. Hasn't moved a muscle. He'll take the point position. Not currently playoff eligible as he came in part-time midway through the year. Zach Evans will not be participating for the championship in the next coming weeks, but if he'll sign up for season 3, possibly if we have another one, he will have that chance of doing so. Meanwhile, Cody Klauser, fast to start the night off here in Baltic, Connecticut, the Thompson Speedway hometown hero. About a 45-minute drive away here from Cody Klauser's hometown of Baltic, Connecticut. He's got 15 iRacing wins as a 20-year-old joining in here on the I-85 Asphalt Series, looking to make a difference here. Get his name going. He's moving and rolling here. It's number 82 WHELEN Modified. Climbing to making through turns 3 and 4. Cody Klauser said he didn't have all the sponsorship money necessary to compete full-time here in season 2 of the WHELEN Modified. He'll look to come back season 3 as a full-time driver looking for those points to go to the playoffs, and hopefully he'll have every track then to race with us. He is going to continue to work and fund that program. Meanwhile, the battle for the race lead is starting to dissipate here between Adam Fulford, Neil Rutt the third, Chase Johnson, and James Fountain. Neil Rutt losing touch to that back bumper of Adam Fulford. Adam Fulford continues to dominate here, ladies and gentlemen. It has just been a sight to see all year long. It doesn't look like he almost makes a mistake ever. Adam Fulford continues to save the Hoosier rubber, back it up when necessary, use them when it's necessary, find different lines, really work the bankings here, and really is just a creative driver all the way around. Can he translate this to the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division race tomorrow night at the Nashville Fairgrounds? Adam Fulford will be participating as one of the guest drivers. He'll be a part-time driver in the field tomorrow night. He definitely will have to work his way through the qualifying event. He'll have to probably race his way into the LC heat race and became one of the top 6 drivers on points. Ladies and gentlemen, the 02 Nicholas Maynard, Mike Doyle trying to get side by side here. Whoa, Mike Doyle sideways there in this 00 red and black and silver modified, battling door to door with Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard got the advantage off turns 3 and 4. He got a little bit better. Maynard just a tad bit better through 3 and 4, but Mike Doyle definitely able to shake it back on through turns 1 and 2. Maynard's losing that time off the exit of turn 2. And these guys continue to battle it out here. This could be the difference in a spot in the championship. Nicholas Maynard already on the cut line in this number 02 WHELEN Modified coming into tonight's event. Every point difference is about 4 points added to your total score. Whoa, trouble down the back straightaway. Cody Klauser hard into the inside safer barrier. Do we keep it green? He's back out in front of Dakota Pignataro. Doesn't look like the caution flag is flown yet. Are we keeping it green? Yes, we'll keep it green here on the Winning Street Racing channel. That's really going to back this group up here, and Adam Bolford works off the exit of turn 2. Lap traffic could come into effect here in the final 19 laps of tonight's event. This could really mean implication here on who does what. It doesn't matter if you're mathematically locked into the playoffs. This brand new playoff format and guys being reseeded points-wise. The points will reset based on where you're seated in the point standing. We'll see how things shake out. We know Adam Bolford will be the number 1 seed, and we'll have to see how the guys play those points out here on the Winning Street Racing channel. Ready to the Irwindale Speedway 2 weeks from now to kick off the Winning Street Racing channel Season 2 Wheeler Modified Division playoffs. If we can't bring up the remaining schedule for you folks, you'll see your playoff races down here on the bottom. Irwindale Outer, Martinsville, and then we'll click it all off and round it up together. Crown a championship at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up and rolling here right now, though, in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, and it looks like nobody has anything for Adam Bolford here right now. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up here, take a look, and see exactly what the hell happened here. And you got to make sure that we don't want to call out anybody that doesn't unnecessarily need to be called out here for an incident. Looks like maybe no trouble back here. The caution flag was already flown. Then we'll back it up here and take a look and see exactly. Oh, whoa, there we go. Mike Doyle hard on the outside safer barrier here in the fan cam. Turns 3 and 4. This should give us exactly what we're looking for. Mike Doyle hard on the outside safer barrier right there, but it didn't look like he had much damage, but it was enough to trigger the caution flag. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and see if we can't get a better look here. That was an awesome angle. From the fan cam, he was already loose into turns 3. He just gets sailed up the top side of the racetrack. And trouble in turn 3 and 4. A hard shot on the outside safer barrier from Mike Doyle from Middletown, New Jersey. The Northerner driver has got some fans in the stands here tonight. They're not going to want to see that one. We'll back that ass up here. See if we can't ride on board with the number 0 of Mike Doyle. This could be playoff implications for the Middletown driver. Able to downshift, get it up and going here, but the caution flag was already out. Adam Bolford not away with it quite yet. Neil Rutt III will get one more shot at that back bumper at least to try to get around Adam Bolford for his first win of Season 3. It's spoil the party for the number 71 of Adam Bolford. Back in just a moment here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Keep it right here on the TikTok channel. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race, live here in Thompson, Connecticut. The sun is peeked back out behind the clouds here and starting to peek back down on the racetrack. A beautiful day to go racing, I might add. And looks like we may get the one to go racing this time around. Will Peter the Pace Car cut the lights off on top of his beautiful iRacing Pace Car? Yes, he will. Indicating to us that we are getting ready to see green flags fly back here, and hopefully that was the final caution flag here tonight. Several guys needing chances here. If you're already locked into the playoffs mathematically, guys like Adam Bolford, Neil Rutt, James Fountain, 3 of these top 4 drivers I mean, this could be the difference between you being seeded by, you know, a 5-10 point difference going into the playoffs. Who knows what kind of implication that could possibly bring here in the near future. Green flag back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're back racing in Thompson, Connecticut. Neil Wright looking down the bottom side of the racetrack quick and early. He wants that race lead over Adam Beaufort. The battle door to door down into turns 3 and 4. Neil Wright to third, every inch not going to be given here tonight to the number 71. It's closing time and the pay window's opening up. Tricky turn 1 from Neil Wright. He'll have to get up off the gas, get on the brake. And he'll slide up to the top side of the racetrack, battling Nerf bar there with Chase Johnson. Adam Beaufort is able to clear himself for the race lead, though. Single file, side by side. Back here further, looks like the 7th and 8th place spot. Mike Doyle trying to run back down the kid of Nicholas Maynard, as this could possibly be the difference between a playoff spot and or not for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He's going to have to defend Michael Johnson, though, already on the cut line coming into the night below it. He needs to get some positions here and work his way up to the front half of the pack. Get any kind of bonus points worked in here. Single digits left to go. 9 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Headed off the exit of turn 2. Adam Beaufort trying to get the win here tonight. It'll be his 6th one on the year. Dominating here in Season 2 of the WHELEN Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Neil Rutt III, a New Jersey real-life modified driver at the Wall Stadium, trying to put it all together here tonight. He'll have a shot at his back bumper. He's a bit faster than the race leader, Adam Beaufort. An 18.58 for Neil Rutt and an 18.62 for the race leader, Adam Beaufort. 7, going to be 6 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Single file all throughout the field. We're up and moving. Does anybody else have something for Adam Beaufort? James Baldwin starting to peel backwards here to Zach Evans in the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Chase Johnson will have a mirror full of this number 24. Country Tom Whelan modified all the way through the banking of turns 3 and 4. Back down into the banking of turns 1 and 2. Adam Beaufort misses turns 1 and 2 there. That'll get a little bit tight. That'll open up the door for Neil Rutt III, trying to make his way back into the picture here. Down into turns 3 and 4. Everybody giving it all they got, leaving rubber marks. The racetrack is taking it. That's all that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 laps remain here in Thompson. Zach Evans trying to piece together a top 5 finish. He has it under his belt, but he wants more. Trying to get around the number 24 of James Baldwin. James Baldwin mathematically locked into the playoffs. He doesn't give a piss, but he's trying to defend his position. Big loose, and what a save for the number 24 of James Baldwin. The battle back here for the cut line, starting to really peel away from Michael Johnson, involved in the accident earlier today. Nicholas Maynard works off the making with Mike Doyle right behind him. 2 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt III trying to get to the back bumper here of Adam Beaufort. Nothing gonna make something shake here. White flag is in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Greg Biffle honoring him here tonight. White flag will be presented by him as well. Adam Beaufort looking for the 6th win. Neil Rutt will have one more shot at it. Adam Beaufort coming off the exit of the corner here of turns 3 and 4. He'll win the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Adam Beaufort wins the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This number 71 WHELEN Modified wins his 7th race of the 6th race of the season. A continuating dominating fashion here from the number 71. And definitely have to look forward to see what he says. He comes across the line here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Will he burn it down for the fans? It looks like we got about a couple drivers going to come and get some driver interviews. Adam Beaufort burns it down here on the front straightaway. Adam Fulford wins it here tonight for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here at the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's Thompson Speedway. And his number 71 Wheelen Modified will do his victory lap. Bring it back around for the interview. We'll have all that when we return right here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race for the Wheelen Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. It was one hell of a race here tonight, and it seemed familiar sight here all season long. The number 71 of Adam Fulford going to victory lane here in his Wheelen Modified. He'll climb out here, see if he can't get a pit reporter down there and get a word with the race winner of Adam Fulford. Pit road reporter, do you have a copy? Go ahead.
Down here in victory lane for the I-85 Asphalt Series Tom Baldwin Memorial Race here at the Thompson Speedway, and we're with the race winner, Adam Fulford. Adam, continuing to dominate here at the regular season finale, and you'll win your 6th race of the year. Just continue to talk about how this number 71 group brings one of the better modifieds here each and every single week. Wasn't much of a battle here for you tonight, besides right there late in the portion, that last caution, you're up the third, trying to keep you a little bit honest. Just walk us through tonight's event.
Yeah, first off, just want to again just say rest in peace to Greg Biffle. Obviously, him passing away in that plane crash, that was pretty horrific and a big tragedy. He was a great person, so just condolences to him and his entire family. Yeah, tonight, didn't qualify on the pole, was close to it. I was like, well, I guess that was going to be better. Fortunately, it was. We was able to kind of control the restarts from there. But yeah, once Neil got in a second, I felt like he was going to be my biggest threat, just because I know he's better at these types of tracks than obviously than me. And yeah, that last restart, I kind of ran out of talent there, and thankfully he appreciate him racing it clean, because he absolutely could have put the bumper to me at any point in time, and I probably couldn't have done anything about it. So just hats off to race with these guys. Like I said, Neil, Chase, James, yourself, Michael Johnson, all those guys. Good group to race with here. Yeah, just looking forward to Irwindale. This race here I really wasn't looking forward to. I despise Thompson, but able to come out with a win, so that's pretty good. Obviously couldn't do this without my sponsors, though. Sunset Pest Control, LNA Tire and Auto, Quality Marine Welding, CarQuest Supply, ECR, Coleman Design, Rankin Race Engines, and obviously, Nick, appreciate you putting on everything you do for this league. And finally got a Tuesday night off for once, so I'm going to try and come out here and race the late models tomorrow night at Nashville and see what we can do with it.
Adam Fulford continues to look for his first championship here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheelen Modified Division. We'll scoot down here to the second place runner-up of Neil Rutt. Neil, kind of walk us through driving around Thompson here tonight. Maybe something, I don't know if you have any kind of track time here, maybe in real life or here on the sim, but bring on a second place podium finish here tonight. Continue to talk about how things are going to change here and how your program has to develop as the playoffs begin 2 weeks from now at Irwindale. Excuse me.
Yeah, no real life track time here. I've been here a bunch of times though, watching on flow and all that stuff. Not one of my best tracks, honestly. It's so tricky. You need to really kind of be on the edge at all times, and me trying to save as much tires as I can. It kind of defeats the purpose here. Had a nice little piece there at the end. I had the rear tires, just didn't have the front. The right front was way too hot, so trying to go into the corner to get a cross job And Adam was kind of pushing the car a little bit too much. But all in all, came home second after qualifying fourth, so not a bad night. We're in the playoffs, that's all that matters, so we're going to go try to get the championship. Adam's not so far ahead now due to the reset, so that helps us out a little bit. Great race with him. I'll never put a bumper to him if I need to. Good job to him, good job to Chase running there at the end, and James. On to Irwindale in 2 weeks, and hopefully this Borwick modified gets a little bit more speed here.
And that's the second place finisher here tonight of Neil Rutt. He'll continue to march his way to the playoffs here in the following weeks. Let's go down here to the third place finisher, driver of the number 46 of Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through just your season here in the I-85 Asphalt Series, getting ready to go to the playoffs. You will advance here tonight from Thompson. You've been here before to kind of walk us through what you're going to have to kind of expect here 2 weeks from now at Irwindale.
Yeah, just want to start off by saying rest in peace to Greg Biffle. What happened with him and his whole family is just terribly sad, and thoughts and prayers are with his family. But yeah, season's been good. I'm not a huge fan of the modified, but it's always fun to get out here and race with these guys. Every single one of these guys is good, and getting to race with them is always fun. But yeah, tonight was how I expected it to go. This track's really tricky. Like Neil said, you got to be on the edge, and I don't think I really did that enough. I don't think I really drove the car hard enough, and but I'm glad the points reset. Happy to go run for another championship, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So thanks for putting it on. If the fans don't watch it, the late model race tomorrow, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for some late model racing.
Chase Johnson will advance to the playoff for the second straight season here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. We'll scoot back here to the fourth place runner-up and season one champion of James Fountain. James, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Thompson. You'll get a chance to defend your championship here. Different format, same kind of, we'll call it outcome. Looking to win some races, can stay consistent here. Just kind of walk us through what you and your 24 team is going to have to do if you want to bring that title home for the second time.
Yeah, overall it was a pretty good race, pretty good speed in practice, and then somehow I went out there and snagged the pole from Adam. I was really surprised about that one, pretty happy about that. I knew we wasn't going to be able to stay up there much longer, but tried our best, and came away with fourth. Didn't really want to fight there too hard at the end, just wanted to, make sure I could get this modified home in one piece, and been a pretty good season. Just going to try to do the same thing in the playoffs and stay consistent and keep my head on straight, and hopefully we'll make it to the championship, and we'll have the chance for another one.
That's the fourth place driver and the season one champion of James Fountain. They start off on the right foot here, changing the qualifying program around. He sits on the pole here tonight. We'll scoot back here to the number 6 driver, fifth place finisher, Zach Evans. Zach, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Thompson, battling back and forth there between Nicholas Maynard, Cody Lauser, and a couple of those guys. Just kind of walk us what you've seen through that windshield.
Yeah, that battle was a lot of fun. That went on for, I don't know, probably close to 20 laps. I think we were all three running 3 different lines getting around here. Overall, just it was a long race, tried to keep the tires underneath it, and I feel like I did an okay job of that. I was turning some of my fastest laps of the race there at the end. I just didn't have anything for that top 4, obviously, and overall pretty happy with how the night went. I haven't looked at the replay yet, but I do apologize to Michael. I know he was racing for a lot more than I was, and it was early enough in the race that come out to there. I thought he was clear, honestly, and I don't know if I came down and hit him in the left rear or the right rear, or if he turned across my nose. I'll have to look at the replay, but either way, if I had known he wasn't clear, I would have lifted and let him in. There was no reason for me to. He had the pass made. He had made the pass clean as a whistle to my inside, and there was no reason for me to even get into him. So I hate that happened. I know, obviously, that hurt him on the playoff conversation. So I feel bad about that, but I'll have to look at the replay to see what happened. But other than that, just tried to keep it clean and be there at the end. And fortunately, we were able to get up here, park down the front stretch with the P5.
And that's the number 6 of Zach Evans, who'll join in mid-season, so not going to be playoff eligible, but he'll continue to climb up the standings board. Let's go back here to the number 02, sixth-place finisher here tonight, Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your race here at Thompson. Looks like you'll advance to the playoff. Yeah, it was a hell of a race here tonight. It was a hell of a season. We set out for one of the races here to help control some of the admin, some little things that had happened in the league. We appreciate everybody showing up. Again, we'll try it 2 weeks from now at Irwindale. Not my greatest track, I'm going to have to tell you that. Looking for some fun, though, 2 weeks from now. Had a blast. That's the driver, the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. And it looks like everybody down here on the front stretch for interviews. Looks like Adam Fulford will win his 6th race here on the regular season as we head to the playoffs 2 weeks from now. The scores will reset, and the drivers will have to get these programs up and moving back up to the booth.
And back up here to the booth, ladies and gentlemen. We will stick it right here. If you stick with us, we'll have all your post-race show and analysis when we return. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the post-race show for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division, race number 7 of the 10-race schedule. The regular season finale here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway saw Adam Fulford go to victory lane here tonight for the 6th time. Adam Fulford dominated here tonight in the feature. We'll have all those results and everything in just a second. We'll switch it on over here to heat race number 1's results that seen Corey Riptide Tesner go to victory lane in the heat race here tonight with Mike Doyle in the 2nd place spot for that heat race. Rounding out the 3rd place spot, excuse me, didn't mean to cut the music from the way from the viewers, Tony Cook able to bring home a 3rd place spot in the heat race. Looked really good here to start tonight's event. Nicholas Maynard will bring home the 4th place spot there in the heat race. In the 5th place spot belongs to Dakota Pignataro. Adam Peeler will peel his way home in the 6th place spot. And that number 27, Nurse Aviator MND Motorsports Modified with Cody Klauser rounding out the final spot in heat race number 1. That led us all the way over to the feature, ladies and gentlemen, that's seen Adam Fulford win his 6th race of the season here at the Thompson Motor Speedway, and that number 71 Wheeling Modified. Rounding out the 2nd place spot tonight was the Union Beach driver, the real deal, Neil Rutt III. Driving that number 66 Boardwick Modified, Chase Johnson brings home the 3rd place spot here tonight in the number 46 Chase Johnson Racing. Wheeling Modified looks like he might have a chance to go to the playoffs here. We'll have all those results for you in just a moment. James Fountain mathematically locked in. He's looking to defend that championship 2 weeks from now at the Irwindale Speedway. Zach Evans brought home the 5th place spot here tonight in Thompson. The 6th place spot belongs to the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He will sit around and await his fate to see if he will advance to the playoffs here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. Cody Klauser from Baltic, Connecticut brought home the 7th place spot here tonight on his debut in the Wheeling Modified Division. Cody Klauser looking to impress here in the coming weeks. Mike Doyle had a fast modified there earlier, burnt the rubber off those Hoosier tires. Hard on the outside, safer barriers where he ended up at. He'll bring home the 8th place spot here tonight. The 9th place spot belonged to Dakota Pignataro, and the number 99 Machine. And the 9th place spot, he looks like he will continue to march his way up through the standings. And he'll see how the Dakota Pignataro and his partner shake out here with Mike Doyle in the playoffs. Michael Johnson will continue to wait his fate here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Able to get back on the lead lap there. Finish in the 10th place spot. You never know what will happen. Keeping your awakening your faith around here, Michael Johnson will stick around and wait his faith along with Nicholas Maynard. That was the battle at the cut line. He'll finish in the 10th place spot. The 11th place spot belongs to Corey Riptide Tessner. After finishing 20 spots down, he'll wait his fate to see if he'll go to the playoffs. And he was right there at the cut line, but he had the advantage over the other two. We'll see if it was enough comfort point for the driver of the number 5. Adam Peeler in the number 27 Nurse Aviator Wheelen Modified brings home the 12th place spot here at the MND Motorsports. Wheelen Modified 34 laps down after being involved in the accident. Tony Cook had a fire on the inside of that Wheelen Modified, had to pull off of the racetrack, pull himself out. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, wasn't able to get back out on the racetrack. He'll finish 96 laps down here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway in race number 7 of 10. So not the ending for Tony Cook that he was looking for here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This was race number 7 of 10 of the Wheelen Modified division, and we're being told by the admin that we have to go ahead and show the playoff drivers advancing to the championship. 8 drivers racing for the championship for the next 2 weeks. But before we show you, we'll go ahead and we'll show you the remaining schedule and what those 3 schedules will be. Headed to the Irwindale Speedway on the outer portion part of that racetrack for 115 laps. Martinsville for 100 laps, and then Loudon for the championship finale. And whoever has the most points scored out of the championship drivers come at the end of the checker flag at Loudon will be the Season 3 champion. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to figure out your final 8 drivers racing for the championship 2 weeks from now in Irwindale and the remaining races after? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Bang, bang. Adam Fulford, James Fountain, Neil Rutt III, Chase Johnson, Mike Doyle, Dakota Pignataro, Corey Tessner, and Nicholas Maynard scraping in by the skin of their teeth. Guys beaten and banged. Corey Tessner involved in an accident. Dakota Pignataro, Nicholas Maynard, Mike Doyle. All these drivers are going to have to clean it up if they want a chance to run down the elite drivers here in season 2, like James Fountain, Adam Fulford, and Neil Rutt III. These are your 8 championship drivers racing for the championship in the next coming weeks here on the I-85 Asphalt Series. We'll then get back down here on the main broadcast cam where the checker flag is flowing as pictures are steady to continue taking here on the front straightaway. I want to remind you, Thursday nights here weekly at the Thompson Speedway in real life. Go watch your local short track. And that'll end it for us here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Fulford goes to victory lane here for the 6th time here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you folks tuning in tomorrow night for the late model stock division live for the regular season finale at the Nashville Fairgrounds. This has been the Tom Baldwin Memorial Race. Godspeed and RIP Greg Biffle.